Welcome, neighbors. Today we're going to smoke some pork ribs on our Weber Smokey Mountain grill. So let's go ahead and get these things opened up and get them trimmed up and ready to go on the grill. In the meantime, I already have the grill running. Coming up to temperature, we're going to be smoking at 275, maybe down to 250, 275, in that range. I will provide a link to my video where I show you how to go ahead and get the Weber Smokey Mountain smoker set up and ready for smoking. We'll be smoking on a mixture of hickory and apple wood chunks, along with our Kingsford blue briquettes. So in this package we have three rib racks, and basically what we want to do is trim them up, remove any kind of hanging off edges, extra fat, things that are really kind of going to burn or catch on the smoker. So what I'm here is looking for extra surface fat. This particular set of ribs had more than usual and required a fair bit of trimming. But basically we just pick at it, pull it up, cut off the excess fat, being careful not to cut into the actual rib meat below. I kind of use a technique of pinching into the fat and pulling it up, getting the knife underneath and slicing it off. Looking for extra fat and meat in the corners, anything that's hanging off, then removing that. You also want to trim it up, kind of square it up, and remove any little bits. Okay, you could go at this a long time, keep on finding more. So it's going to be up to you to decide at what level you want to trim it to. You certainly don't want to get rid of all the fat. You just want to get rid of the excess. Alright, so that side's looking good. Let's go ahead and look on the back side. So at one end, there'll be once again little bits of excess fat that you want to remove. Maybe even some of the inside skirt would have to be pulled up and trimmed off, depending on what, how well of a job that the butcher has done as trimming this down. This particular set of ribs is a St. Louis cut. So the rib bone and most of the skirt has already been removed. Okay, well, covering the bones, there's a membrane. You can certainly choose to leave it on or remove it if you want. You'll find that it's fairly slippery, so it's easiest to use a piece of paper towel to pull it up. I'm right-handed, so let's flip it around. You just grab a hold of it with the paper towel after you've started it using a butter knife, and it just peels right off. If you're lucky, it'll peel off in one piece. Sometimes you have to work at it. Once again, it's totally up to you whether you want to remove that membrane or not. A lot of restaurants do not. But if you're only cooking one or two ribs, it certainly is worth the effort to remove it. Okay, once again, just removing some excess fat on this particular cut. And then I'll also trim up some of the, you want to feel the edge bones, and then also just trim up any excess fat that's hanging off the two sides. We're not doing competition ribs, so this is just a case of do as much as you feel like doing, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. Alright, so we're going to apply a slather. This sole purpose of this is to allow the rub to stick. I use Worcestershire sauce. However, you certainly could use olive oil, mustard, things like that. Now I'm applying a rub. I'm applying it not overly generously, but a good coating of it. This is a Central Texas style rub, so it's mostly pepper. It's 2 parts pepper, 1 part kosher salt, and some paprika. So go out the side, flip it over, apply the slather to the back side, to the meat side, and once again apply a generous amount of rub onto it. Pat it in, and that rib's good to go on the smoker. So I've done the other 2 ribs. The smoker's been heating up for a while. It's running at about around 240 at the moment. We'll go ahead and lift those onto the grill. Ideally, you want to get as much airflow around and in between these ribs as possible. Getting the 3 on the one level is a little bit tight, but it does fit. So we're going to get these on smoking. We're going to put once again smoke them around 250 degrees, give or take, and we'll go ahead and smoke them for about 1 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. Probably about an hour in, you can give it a little bit of a spritz with some apple cider vinegar. But this is what they look like after about 2 hours. So in that bottle, I do have just pure apple cider vinegar. Checking for doneness. You basically want to keep them moist. So let's have a look. Let's see how close they are ready to being wrapped. You do this by kind of picking them up, feeling them. They should bend nice and easily, not fall apart. Backside has a nice bark growing on it. It's looking like this stuff's just about done. So the first half of the cook is done open like this, and the second half of the cook we're going to go ahead and wrap them in tin foil. But for now, what we'll do is we'll apply some we'll spray on some apple cider vinegar to moisten it up, and we'll squeeze on some barbecue sauce. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you like. This is a once again a Texas style, mostly a vinegar based barbecue sauce. And so we're going to put that on for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap them. So we'll spritz them some more, cover them up, cook them for about 10 minutes or so. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap them. So I'm using heavy duty tin foil. We're going to rip off 3 strips here to wrap each of the racks in. You want to use a heavy duty aluminum foil. If you're using just regular duty or light duty type of aluminum foil, you'll certainly want to double them up, because the idea is you want to capture as much of the humidity. You want to retain as much moisture on those ribs as you can. So as you can see, I'm spraying some of the apple cider vinegar and applying some of the rub. Now after 10 minutes, we'll go ahead and place one of the ribs on one of these tin foils. Meat side down. Apply some more, spritz some more apple cider vinegar onto it. Cover it with some barbecue sauce, whatever kind you want. And let's go ahead and wrap them. It usually works best if you fold the ends over, wrap up the side, and then fold back the other side. Once again, it's in that foil, meat side down. You cooked it the first half, you smoked it with the bone side down. So once again, applying some apple cider vinegar, some barbecue sauce. Go ahead and grab another rack of ribs, throw it on there. Meat side down. More spritz onto it and some more barbecue sauce. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this one up and then repeat the same process for the third rack. Some people use, for their spritzing, they'll use apple juice, orange juice, Coca-Cola, any number of liquids just to add. I've even seen pineapple juice, just to get some moisture keep the moisture into those ribs. But I find that the apple vinegar type flavors go well with the ribs. Those are looking good already. So they're about halfway through their cook. They cooked about 2 hours, and they'll have another, I'll start checking them after another hour, hour and a half over top of the first 2 hours. So we'll go ahead and return them onto the grill. Once again, positioning them now so the meat side is down. Arrange them so that they fit on and get the lid on. And we'll be good to go for another hour and a half to 2 hours. All right. So let's have a look at where we're at. Again, you don't really cook ribs by temperature. You do it more by feel. They should, when you pick them up, they should kind of bend and sag in your hand. You don't want them to fall apart. That means they're overdone. You're kind of checking for firmness. You don't want them to be tough and rubbery, but you do want them to kind of bend almost to the point of falling apart. Fall off the bone ribs is not what you're going for. That means that the ribs are overcooked. Yes, they're nice to eat that way, but that means they're overdone and they're not at their best. What you really want to do is cook them so that they tug at the bone. So basically, when you take a bite, it leaves the bite mark and the impression in the meat, but yet it's tender and you're not trying to tear it off the bone. So these are definitely looking like they're done. These had about, my smoker was running a little hotter than I'd liked. It was running about 285. So these were done in about 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 45 minutes or so. You can see how they just kind of bend. You'll get used to what the feeling's like. You definitely cook ribs by feel. Alright, so I've still got some heat in this smoker, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll throw on a dozen hot dogs, or if I have some sausages in the house, I'll go ahead and throw those on. No sense wasting that nice heat. All right, so let's have a look at these. Take them out. You kind of get a look for how they should be when they're done. We'll go ahead and cut them between the bones. There might be a little bit of cartilage towards this end. You just cut right through that. Not a problem. Your best bones are in the middle. What you're looking for is a pink smoke ring around the edge. It's hard to see. This one's got a light one. Still have to work on that. It's kind of like a indication that you've got it done through. A nice bite, good tug. You see it stuck to the bones. Okay, so that's another video. Today we covered the smoking of pork ribs. It's an inexpensive cut of meat. It's right now I'm paying at Costco. I'm paying $25 for the 3 racks. It's an easy to smoke, good one to learn and to practice on. Done well, they're delicious. Done poorly, they're still okay. So it's a good one to start your smoking journey on. And you can spend a lifetime perfecting those. So they don't last long in our house. So we're looking forward to getting into this batch today. So please keep in mind that we're a small channel, so every one of your subscriptions is greatly valued. So please go ahead and subscribe. Like the video if you enjoy it. Please share your comments with us so we know how to make some adjustments. And we look forward to next time. So remember to get out and grill, learn from your mistakes, but above all, have fun. Take care.